Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Lee and I will walk you through all the lecture materials for DSE Economics in English. I know many of you have chose the English paper and are looking for a teacher who can explain everything in pure English, and that's where I come in. I will break all the lecture materials down to little sections, and we will talk through a very little section per video. After talking through it, I will have a little practical questions here to just strengthen your understanding. After we walk through all the lecture materials for microeconomics and macroeconomics, I will also bring you through all the past papers and hope you find it helpful. So let's get started. The first video is going to be about kind of the introduction to economics. What are economics studying? Why are we studying this? So basically, economic questions originates from a contradiction between human desire and reality. So what is one key attribute of human desire? It is unlimited. Basically, desires are our wanting for things. If we don't want something, we don't have desire for that, right? And our wanting for things can be divided into material wantings and immaterial wantings. For example, materials wantings can be, I want the latest version, or although I already have an iPhone, but I still want the latest version of the new iPhone. That is material wanting. Or I want a new pair of shoes, or I want a new version of my current car, etc., etc. These are material wantings. I want things that are touchable, right? And immaterial wanting can be spiritual. It can be, I want more happiness, right? I want more recognition from others, and I want more respect from others, etc., etc. So for these wantings, you can easily see that this can be unlimited. Although I have already been very happy for today, I always wanted to do something else that can make me a little bit more happy, right? So the key concept for our desire is that it is unlimited, and it contradicts with reality. Why? Because in reality, we don't have that much resources. We don't have unlimited resources to satisfy these unlimited desires. We only have 24 hours a day, so we can't produce unlimited happiness a day, right? And we only have limited money. We only have limited wages to spend, so we can't really have unlimited number of shoes. Or we can't, if I want 100 pair of shoes, I can't really satisfy that with my wages, right? So the scarcity problems come from the comparison between the quantity we desire and the quantity available for us. So the scarcity problem is not based on the absolute quantity of things. We can't say, oh, I have a scarcity problem on money because I only have $1,000 a year, $1,000 a month, and 1,000 is a not a big number. That is not the correct reason for bring up the scarcity problem. Scarcity problem have to come from the comparison between the quantity I want $2,000 a month, and the quantity available, I only have $1,000 a month. And that brings us to the scarcity problem. So it is a relative concept, not an absolute concept. So when we have this scarcity problem, what are the consequences of it? On the society level, individuals have to compete for resources. Me and I, one worker and another have to compete for more wages, right? We have to compete for performance, etc., etc. And on an individual level, we have to make choices. I only have 24 hours a day. How to maximize my happiness? Do I sleep all day? Do I eat all day? Or do I vary my activities? I do some, I eat some delicious food, and then I go out hang out with my friend. We watch a movie together, etc., etc. Right? So because time is limited, and our desire for happiness is unlimited, that brings us to choices. We have to make choices. We have to make the best use of available resources, right? We have to find out how to make me happy, most happy, given 24 hours a day, right? So that brings us to what kind of desires to fulfill and what desires to give up. So maybe I slept for 8 hours a day, and then this desire to sleep is doomed to give up, right? And something else, I found something else bring us more happiness, then I should go out to satisfy that desire. So choices is a consequence of the scarcity problem. If there are no scarcity problem, means what? Means that I have everything I wanted. I don't have to, the quantity I desire is equal or smaller than the quantity available to me. Then I don't have to make choices between different desires, right? I'm fully satisfied. And that is a very rare situation. Most likely we are not satisfied on at least some aspects of our life, right? So that brings us to economics. Economics study how to satisfy our unlimited desires using the limited resources we have. And this can be added at best, how to best satisfy it, right? But the best is a very vague word, because you can interpret it in different ways. What do you mean by best? You can say, oh, equality is best. How to equally satisfy unlimited desires using unlimited resources, right? You also can interpret it as how to effectively satisfy unlimited desires, how to efficiently satisfy unlimited desires, right? So that leaves a lot of room for economic research and explorations. And that's why there are so many economists, right? And that is our first little sections of our economic lecture. Hope you find it helpful. And let's get through some practical questions here. It is just little statements you can for you to decide if it's true or false, just to strengthen your understanding a bit. So the first statement we have is that billionaires don't have to face the scarcity problem. True or false? You can give yourself some time, but we will just go through it now. So what I just said, scarcity problem comes from what? Comes from the comparison between the quantity we desire and the quantity available. If the quantity we desire is larger than the quantity available to us, then we face the scarcity problem. So this statement is what? Is false. Because what? Because although billionaires have a lot of resources already, they have a lot of money, they have a lot of assets, but they may still want more than they have, right? So if that's the case, they still face the scarcity problem. On the contrary, if a poor man have everything he wanted, if he just have a bed and a little room, he doesn't have anything else, but that's everything he wanted, then he actually don't face the scarcity problem, right? So this is our first statement. And the second statement is that if there is no scarcity problem, we don't have to make choices. True or false? So this is basically what I have just explained. Choices is a consequence of facing the scarcity problem. Because my resources are limited and my desires are unlimited, so I have to allocate my resources and I have to choose which desires to satisfy and which desires not to satisfy, right? So if there's no scarcity problem, I have everything I wanted. Either I have unlimited desires, but my resources are unlimited as well, or I have limited resources, but my desires are limited as well, right? In such cases, there is no scarcity problem, and we don't have to make any choices, right? So the second statement is what is true. And this comes up, and let's go through the last statement. The last statement states that economy studies how to eliminate the scarcity problem. True or false? It is actually a false statement. Why? Because economists studies how to best face the scarcity problem. How to best satisfy our unlimited desires using limited resources. Economists cannot make our limited resources unlimited, or we cannot make our unlimited desires limited, right? We can only find out how to best solve this problem or how to best settle this problem, but we can't eliminate this problem from where it originates, right? So this is our first video. Hope you find it helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Leave a like if you find it helpful. I will see you in the next video. Bye.